Thanks an awful lot for coming to share your memories here. Just go ahead and tell us what your favorite impressions about Miami Middletown are.
Well, my general impression of Miami University as a whole is that it's a first-rate school, and the regional campuses give us a chance to take advantage of that at more affordable rates, shall we say, because we don't have to pay for the expenses of the main campuses. I decided to come to MUM after retiring, and it was a way to get out of the house during the winter. That I decided to sample a large field of interests, and I found I was interested in most of them.
So about what year would this have been?
This was 2000.
Okay.
And so I got started in, well, just English, apparently I was well qualified for, and mathematics, I was at least retrievable to the algebra level. So we got started there. I started in ancient history and worked my way up forward to modern. Got interested in economics. I went through a barrage of natural sciences and philosophy. It was all over the map. I wasn't working to advance a future career or anything. It was just getting enlightened about a whole broad field of things and formulating a grand worldview, if you will, of how different things work together, and maybe how sometimes they don't work together, and maybe figure out how to solve those problems.
That sounds great. And you eventually decided on a major, though, right?
Yeah.
And decided to get a degree?
Yeah, and it was, I decided to go into philosophy, of all things, after I've been a science and technology guy all my life. I'd gotten into philosophy by way of getting into discussions online with people, and it seemed logic was a primary tool to be used in that. And logic is derived from philosophy, so I figured that was the way to go. In addition, I covered my other main topic of interest in that field was ethics. And so I'm using those now, after graduating in 2012, to pursue, I wouldn't call it a career, but an avocation of writing guest columns for the local newspapers. So
It sounds great. So what do you remember about your philosophy classes here?
Oh, I remember, I think my first, no, I remember Brian Domino was my first philosophy teacher, I think. He was teaching formal logic, of course, and I got with Angela Yesh, and she got me into ethics, and we covered a lot of stuff. I guess is a standard philosophy curriculum that doesn't seem relevant to life today, but it was useful in learning how to think methodically about things in the abstract. So it did turn out to be very useful, very helpful in organizing my thoughts about everything. And of course the English helped me put the things into speech and into practice, on the paper and where it could be.
Did you bring in credits here and just finish off a degree, or did you do your whole degree from start to finish?
I had started at Miami, Oxford back in 1962. I did not have very good luck with that. Just did not have the motivation or the self-discipline to handle it. So I came back after my career, and it looked like something interesting to do. And I elected to do it with regular age college students rather than going with an adult class. And I found it brought a whole new perspective to these classes because I've lived the history that the people here are just reading about and finding out about. So it was a lot of great give and take, I thought.
Sounds great.
And I found that I managed to connect with some of the students, some of the more, let's say, motivated students.
Sure.
But I was also more inclined to engage as friends with the professors than with my classmates. But you know, I think I made a balanced kind of deal out of it.
I'm sure you did, and I'm sure that, you know, I always find that having a good difference of ages in my classes only makes the classes better because of the different perspectives that people had. Sure thing. That's great.
Okay.
Anything else you can think of that you particularly pops out to you?
Oh, well, I can highly recommend liberal arts education from personal experience. It's not to be dismissed as irrelevant today. I mean, it's not one of these specialty curricula that people need to have a career, but it does serve you very well as a long-term objective and asset to your thinking skills and reasoning and just general knowledge of your world.